So today I wanted to do a retrospective of the session 0 I just had with my players, and I just thought I would kind of go over my entire process, and hopefully you can glean something from how I did it and have it be of some use. So I'm just gonna switch to my display. Um, so the first thing I do is if I'm not feeling a specific uh, rule set or setting, I usually put it out to my players. So I ask them what genre. So I basically run sci-fi, fantasy, and modern. So they picked fantasy, and I basically brought it to the group. I was like, okay, let's come up with a bunch of group premises, and basically a group premise is what is the one thing we're all going to build our characters around. Um, so here I have a list of all the ones we kind of picked: nobles, guild, guards, prisoners, pirates, inquisitors, and adventurers. Oh, and scholars, but it got 0 votes. Um, so we basically just pooled all of these, and then I made a basically anonymous vote. You could vote for multiple options, and nobles and guild got the most, but I broke the tie with nobles. I have 5 players in my game, and that's kind of what we decided. So the first thing that I did was I got the Song of Ice and Fire game, and there's house creation rules in it for creating a noble house. I don't plan on actually using the game to run it, but it's a good kind of starting point for creating that kind of thing. And you'll see what we kind of came up with. So if we go back to the display, so this was the one of my players drew this based on our random generation of our house. It gave us the fish, the symbols, the wavy lines, and the crossbones. So what we realized is this was a noble family that used to be pirates, basically. But in the game, they give you a bunch of stuff, kind of like your defenses, your influence, your lands, your like the law in your region, your population, power, and wealth. Uh, Basically, it seemed like pirates kind of ruled the area because it was lawless. We had no land. We were completely stripped of holdings. So that's when we kind of came up with the premise that we were uh, new nobles. The father kind of married into nobility by marrying kind of a knight's daughter. Um, and the pirates kind of banded together because they didn't want law in the region, so they overthrew us. And now our group is basically on the run as kind of unseated nobility. Um, yeah, so that's kind of what we came up with based on that. And we're going to use Shadow of the Demon Lord. It's a game I've been meaning to play for a while now. Flipping through it seems pretty good, and some of my players like more options and character creation. So this was the lightest game I could find with that in mind. Because I kind of lean towards a 2.5 out of 5 crunch rating, I would say. Um, so yeah, we made all our characters. Actually, I'm gonna bring it back to that. Uh, so essentially, we have uh, our 2 noble daughters, and those are 2 of our characters. One is a mage, the other is a rogue. We have another rogue. I believe we're going with he's the brother of the so he's their uncle, uh, rather than like their father. And then we have two characters of the personal guard, and we actually rolled that in the character creation, where essentially they said one or two personal guard, and two of our players were like, "Oh, I definitely want to play the personal guard." So these are our two warriors. Yeah, I was not expecting to run a nautical campaign. That's completely out of my comfort zone, so let's hope it goes well. But overall, it was a very successful session 0, and I'm currently prepping for session 1, and I'm going to go over that in another video. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, like, subscribe, and comment. I really appreciate the comments. Thank you.